I'm actually waiting until the ads finish so I can start talking again. 'Cause I don't want people to miss what I'm saying. It is a dry race apparently. Kyle's on 9 out of 9. Let's go. I hope that's the last ads you get the whole time. That would suck if you get it again. Once if you see a picture of Golden Callum flexing a new racing wheel, you know where he got the money from. He's making bank off these 18 viewerships, you know, he makes cash. We have a dry qualifying and supposedly a dry race. I don't know. People have to tell me. Currently, people are picking their tires, I'm pretty sure, at this point. TTV has left the session. He will be re-invited. Hopefully, he can join in time as there's only one shot qualifying. Let me do it right now. Hopefully, I can get him in time. TTV. Oh, shoot. I forgot his name. It's like... Oh, my gosh. It's something different. There it is. Pretty sure this is it. I'm trying to get you back in, I promise. We are trying to do the 5-minute break. Starnick is going to snitch on you if you don't, and that is a penalty. So please give a 5-minute break after qualifying, yes. Bill Portugal, I invited you like... No, Riley, I invited you like 15 times. Please join if you can. I would like you to be here. And we are starting one-shot qualifying. We are watching TTV Riley. I think he's here. Just an AI, I can't tell. The grid is being formed rapidly as the drivers are turning. Let me turn on my data set. It might not be working because people are driving so suddenly. Let's watch our... If I can get to Kyle. I can't get to Kyle. Okay, we'll just watch, I guess. Riley has rejoined. He is currently in P8. I can't, like, go up or down because it resets the whole thing. So we're stuck on Riley. Riley is currently P7 in the standings. Brian's currently P3. FaZe in the Red Bull goes up to P1, loses it back to Kyle. Brian's up to P2. Ark up to P5. FaZe down to P12, and he retires from the session. He possibly crashed. He held pole at one point. We're still watching Riley. He's the only thing we can watch. Riley comes across the final corner. He's down in P7. I think he had an AI for the beginning. Kyle, still P1. Ben Clip up to P2. Brian down to P3. Ark still P5. Wizzy up to P4. It looks like Kyle's going to take pole once again. Riley comes across the final corner now. And he's going to come across the line. Kyle takes pole position. Ben Clip P2. Wizzy P3. So, we currently have Kyle in P1. The Haas Ben in P2. Wizzy P3. P4 goes to the Cash App of Ark. What happened to Brian? Did Brian validate it? He did validate it at the very end. Trip P5. Riley P6. Metalhead, the new rookie, P7. Right ahead of his teammate. Starnick, our last race winner, in P8. Maxpert P9. Marshaller P10. No time. Both Red Bulls, 0 time. And then Emmanuel, Brian, and the last driver I did not see were all disqualified for track limits. Break, please. Remember, 5-minute break. Please. We did it once, like one time. It was really cool. We're going to start at 21, guys. 21. So at 21 we're starting. Do not ready up. I don't know why Sinofy is crashing out about Marshaller. Thank you for that. I wasn't trying to do ASMR. I was trying to scream, but I forgot I have like a noise reducer. Do I have to invite Riley again? Is Riley not in the game? Riley. Let's check a race directory. Oh, we can't because I can't see the timing. So there was qualifying. There was a qualifying session. However, we don't really know who won by what amount because it was so quick. So all we know is Riley's first. Oh, not Riley, sorry. Kyle's first. Oscar Piastri is last. He was when I was missing. He was also disqualified. We're doing a 5-minute break so people can go do something real quick. We have to just do it out of courtesy. It's a courtesy thing. So apparently, someone in the chat is saying if you disqualify your lap, you can retire, and that does not count as a disqualified lap, and that way you're ahead. I didn't think people would do that. I'm not gonna lie, some devious level qualifying strategies. Oscar Piastri is fast, and I'm like, it's stupid to say that because it's not Oscar Piastri, but the guy is fast. So he can recover. Riley left the game again. Riley, please. Riley, I know you're capable of racing. Get back in the game. You're not allowed to leave. I keep inviting Ark constantly because he's first on my list. Oh, I should probably open like the actual Discord chat, not this one. Boom. Ooh, Riley is locked on a preset. Oh, that sucks. I didn't even think about that. 2 minutes remaining. And then we'll start. So Riley is now forced to... I'm sorry, I zoned out. Riley rejoined, but Riley's now forced on the balance preset. I don't think it's the worst preset to have. It's just not a good one. So hopefully he's able to keep it on track and he just can get points. It honestly does suck. I actually feel bad now. What else is happening? Let's see the upsets. I believe this is the first time Ark has outqualified Brian. They're usually finished like literally right next to each other, so this is a great advantage to Ark in the head-to-head. This is bad for Brian as he is competing for the championship, but he's only down by 15 points. Now he's in P14 while his rival is on pole position. But hopefully he can do a comeback. Someone sent me a message. It was Kyle. Hi, Kyle. Okay, anyways. Let's see what else. Wizzy up to P3. He is making sure that Ferrari is working. Thank you, Wizzy. Trip it in P5. He solidifies a high Haas qualifying. Haas in P2, Haas in P5. Kick Sauber with Riley, who's forced onto a bad preset. Metalhead and Starnick, Alpine teammates, right next to each other. We can start now if you want. It's 21. Someone could start. It's fine. Wizzy has a McDonald's helmet, so I'm going to look at that when I have time. It is Dree 20. I said Dree. Well, it's Dree 21. Well, it's 21 wherever you are. So we can start now. Thank you for starting. I don't care who started it, honestly, as long as it starts. I forgot you guys are in the British land, so it's 8:21 where you guys are at. Disgusting. Possible race strategies. Oh, it's a two-stopper. Okay. So it's a possible two-stopper. I wonder if anyone's going to two-stop. I'm expecting a one-stop by everyone, honestly. We'll see. We have Kyle on the mediums. Actually, let's turn on tires. I always forget where it's at. Tires. Kyle does not have... Actually, does anyone have data on, or am I just like bugging out? Huh. It seems like my data set is no longer working, so that sucks, but it is what it is. Let's turn it off then. No point in having it on. Okay, so let me open the map then so I can have that at least. We have mediums to the front. We then have hards on a Wizzy. So a Wizzy's going to go long at the beginning. Ark is also on the medium, so he has to get past the Ferrari as quickly as possible. A 2-stop is not mandatory. It's not Monaco. You can do anything you want as long as you pit once for a different tire. Metalhead's also on hard, so it seems like a nice mixture of hards and mediums. No one's on softs. So that's smart, thank God. No one decided to be the weirdo. We do have one car who's ghosting. Apparently it's Riley. Riley can't take control until race start. Meaning he has to allow the AI to do the start for him. Meaning he's going to get a bad start automatically, which does suck. It is going to be a troubling race for, I believe, Arc and the 4 medium runners in the back, because they have to overtake at least one car to make sure their mediums run long enough. Meaning they're already put at a, not a disadvantage. They're put onto a situation where they can get damage. Let's watch our pole sitter Formula Kyle. He is in P1. Can Ben Clip take it away from him? We are missing the first red light. We have 5 now. And we're off. Ben Clip gets side by side almost automatically. He actually takes the lead of the race. Kyle rams the back of him. He lifts up into the air. Kyle's now glitched out. Ben Clip leads the race. Kyle does not seem to have wing damage. And Kyle retakes the lead while ghosting. Ben Clip down back to P2. It is possible Kyle now has wing damage. He practically was lifting the Haas. A Wizzy still P3. Arc still P4. Maxpert, I believe, is up. And there is a caution. There seems to be a car. It seems to be the Alpine of Metalhead down in P15. We're going to wait one more second so I can see position changes. And it was a chaotic first start. Oscar is trying his best off the grass, around off the track. Trying his best to regain positions up to P13. Brian up to P10. He has the most positions from the back, besides the Red Bull of FaZe, up to P6. Up 5. So is Maxpert, up 5. Kyle, Ben Clip, and Wizzy all maintain positions after the first sector. Oscar already gets his first time penalty. I'm going to try to re-invite Kyle now. Not Kyle, Riley now. His game keeps lagging, apparently. It's very annoying. Annoying for you, not for me. It's fine. It does suck. I'm sorry. Metalhead gets a 10-second penalty for speeding in the pit lane. Arc loses 1 position to Maxpert. Maxpert is on a roll. The Aston Martin from P9 up to P4. No wing damage. No wing damage for the V-Carb as well. Riley has rejoined. Riley is still in this, but he's down in P13. It is possible someone has minor wing damage, and I can't tell anymore because I lost my data sheet. Maybe actually it's working now. Let's see. Are you working? It's not working. Okay, cool. Apparently you can't connect to the game. Another yellow sector, as it seems like the Alpine of Metalhead is out again. And a Wizzy gets a time penalty. 3 seconds as Maxpert passes him. Maxpert is on a roll right now. Up 6 positions from P9 on the podium. Watching Maxpert, he is taking these corners intensely. Leaving no time on the table. We're going to go down to a Wizzy to see the McDonald's helmet now. Another yellow sector, as it seems like Metalhead is on track. He's moving out the way so he doesn't hit anybody, thankfully. He is completely side by side. He's retiring from the session. He's going back on track now. Hopefully, the AI does not hit anyone. And a front wing comes off, as we see. Completely irrelevant to this. I don't know what happened. Moving back up to the front. Kyle has a sizable lead. enough where he can be comfortable. The gap to him is 3 seconds. Dan is down to Ben Clip, who has within DRS of Maxpert. Is Ben going to be the next victim of Maxpert, or is he going to be able to hold him off? He is on a rampage. FaZe in the Red Bull overtakes this sister team in the V-Carb, bringing him up to P5. Oscar gets another time penalty as well. Brian is still in P10. He just lost the position. He started P13, so he's up 4. Sorry, he started P14, up 4 right now. Metalhead's apologizing as he broke their rear wing. It's okay. No safety car yet. No virtual safety car. Metalhead was on track for a while. I'm surprised. Honestly, I thought I was going to start at red flag. Maxpert takes P2. Kyle was saying that there was lagging issues because I'm in the US. I never had issues, but hopefully it doesn't happen again. Oscar and Brian both get a time penalty. Ben Clip is back to P2. He is fighting the Aston Martin. The Aston Martin's back down to P3 and a second down. And Metalhead has left the session as he has DNF'd. I'm pretty sure Riley's also left the session. Let me invite him again. Up to him if he wants to keep joining. But I'm going to keep inviting him. Here we see the V-Carb of Arc leading a train of drivers behind. He gets overtaken into the hairpin, down the inside. He has the outside. He's going to have the run. He might have the DRS. Was it before the line, the indicator? No DRS is open just yet. It does not seem like any. Oh, the Alpine actually gets the DRS on the V-Carb. The V-Carb is forced to use the slipstream only. Riley gets another time penalty, I'm pretty sure. Not a Wizzy. The Ferrari and the Red Bull fight side by side through the first corner. The Red Bull wins out. The Alpine catches up. And Arc is also within. So the train has almost caught up to the track. Starnick overtakes the Ferrari. Starnick is on a rampage right now. There's cars right now who have absolute race pace and are taking each corner beautifully, I can't talk. Kyle has gained a 5-second lead from Ben. Ben is fighting for P2. Less than half a second is Maxpert. Maxpert is up 6 positions. He's going to be on the back straight. He's going to have the DRS and the slipstream. He's only 3/10 down. Is he going to take the position from Ben? DRS is active. He might be too far back to send it down the inside. I am incorrect. He sends it down the inside into the last corner. And Maxpert takes P2, sorry. There is slight wheel touching. Nothing serious. And Maxpert is now in the second position. Ben Clip down the P3. Moving down to the Red Bull, who's fighting the Alpine now for third position. They're almost outside. The Red Bull maintains P4. Starnick moves up to P5. A Wizzy's dropping down to P6. A Wizzy qualified P3. Down 3 positions right now, but he is fighting back. It is a very interesting race. A lot of racing. A lot of proper racing, in my opinion. Pretty nice to look at. The Red Bull is trying his best to squeeze the Alpine, but the Alpine gets ahead anyway. Starnick is on a roll. Up to P4 goes the Alpine. They keep switching positions, but none of them. Oh, the Ferrari down the inside hits the Red Bull, carried too much speed. Emmanuel moves up to P7. However, the Ferrari loses his front wing. A Wizzy now has damage. Probably has to come into the pit lane. They're going to go Dree wide into turn 1. How many are going to go into the pits? 2 drivers go into the pits, and they're fighting. With the Red Bull getting a 10-second time penalty for speeding in the pit lane. Both drivers come into the pits. One gets a front wing change. The other leaves immediately with a time penalty, though. Moving back up, we see Brian and Ark are fighting. Brian has front wing damage. He has no end cap, and he's missing parts of his wing. Ark P7. Trying his best to keep up with his teammate. He has oversteer, into the corner. Trying his best to keep back Trip behind. Currently, we have the Mercedes as the highest team running. They have the win. They have a P5. Haas is down to P2 to P8. Still respectable. The V-Carbs are in the middle for P6 and P7. 2 drivers get time penalties. Let's check the penalties out right now, real quick. Penalties. 15 seconds for the McLaren, 10 seconds for the Red Bull, 9 for the Ferrari, and 3 seconds for the Haas and the V-Carb. Back to position changes. Brian's up 8, so is the Mercedes. Maxpert is up 6. He's comfortably, I can't talk, in P3 on the podium, but he is trying his best to fight for second place. Ben and Maxpert are fighting very well. Starnick is leading the charge. He might not catch up to the podium, but he is comfortably, I can't talk. He is something in P4. I need a synonym. There's yellow flags in turn 1. It seems like 2 cars have gone off. The McLaren was backwards down in P13. Where's Shinks? I haven't seen Shinks in a while. Shinks in the second Red Bull is P9. He's past his teammate who had the pit. He's letting go, though. He's letting his teammate pass him. Moving back up the order. It seems as if... Ooh, was the V-Carb of Ark in the turn 1 collision? Or did he pit? No, he pit. Okay, so Ark pit. Actually, we can check who pitted. Actually, do that first. So in the pits was Marshaller, Ark, Owizzy, and FaZe. We did see the Ferrari and Red Bull pit, but the V-Carb and Williams pit unnoticed. We'll see if that affects an undercut. It's only lap 10 of 35. Let's check back up. Oh, he's pitting. The second Red Bull is now pitting. He was just with the first. He's now pitting. He's going to come out last at the current moment. It's still possible to undercut for good positions. A yellow flag in the final sector for the McLaren. Let's still see where the action is at, and the action is back with Maxpert and Ben. They have been fighting since lap 2. Maxpert gets a bad exit out the corner, allowing Ben to get a slight edge into the final corner before the back straight. Maxpert is going to have DRS again. Oscar and McLaren retires, leaving 0 McLarens left in this race. He might be too far back, but I might be wrong. He's behind. He's not going to overtake just yet. They both go into the pit lane at the same time. But the Haas makes a mistake. In an attempt to scrub his speed, the Haas spins out and loses the pit entry. Jeez. That cost him a significant amount of time. It's going to let Maxpert completely leave. It might be 6 seconds. Starnick moves up into the podium, and this might give Starnick the podium position of P3 right now. Brian up to P3. Emmanuel up to P4. The McLarens are happy with their position. They're going to have a great total. TTV Riley down in P6 as the Red Bull overtakes him. Maxpert overtakes him. Another yellow flag somewhere. I don't know what happened behind. Into the wall goes Maxpert. Maxpert fighting the Red Bull, goes into the wall, loses front wing, can't brake as he has no downforce. He's forced to go wide. Maxpert has to be upset. I cut to the last second of the action. He rams the Red Bull. Both drivers are now behind. Both of them are ghosting as they now have bad exits. This is anyone's game now. The Red Bull now is missing a front end cap. The Ferrari's missing a front wing. Riley behind might just be fine. I don't know. Into the pits, the mass exodus as drivers now trying to find a new front wing. But they fake each other out. Two drivers go into the pits. Maxpert and Riley. Both of them just pit the lap before. This is devastating. Maxpert had a great race pace. Maxpert had a great pace in the race, and now he has to take a second pit stop. This is going to change the game. Maxpert and Riley both already did one pit, now have to pit twice. The Red Bull of FaZe has front wing damage, but he has stayed out. I'm pretty sure there was a second car in that action who has wing damage, who also stayed out. 2 stops for both drivers. Riley has left the session again. Hopefully it's not out of rage and it's out of Wi-Fi. Riley is blaming the Red Bull driver for messing him up. The Red Bull driver cuts across the V-carb of Arc, completely taking him out. The Red Bull driver for sure has to know that that was his fault. Jeez. The sister team is now fighting the senior team. Arc is now back down the P7. It looks like he does not have front wing damage. And if it does, it's hopefully minor. Ben Clip in P5, MM P4, Brian in P3. And into the pits goes Brian for the first time. He started on the hard tires. He's going to come into the pits now to get a new front wing. Drivers are arguing over the radio. Brian has front wing damage. He's going to get a new front wing. Is this his second stop, actually? We can actually check stops now. This is his first stop. Wizzy has stopped twice. So has Maxpert. Every driver has pitted at once besides the top 3 right now. They are hoping for a safety car or a one-stop. And the V-carbs come out right next to each other, but it looks like Arc is going to give way for Brian as he's on the fresher tires. Back to position changes. This race has been filled with good racing, some bad racing, and some things in between, but it's all interesting. Both V-carbs maintain their position, P6 and P7. Kyle has a 17-second lead. Brian gets another time penalty. This is good for Arc as he now is within the position, I believe. I think he only has 3 to Brian's 9. Brian catches up to the Red Bull that took out his teammate. Is he going to try to make a pass into the final corner, just like Arc did? We'll see as the Red Bull hits the wall, losing another front wing. The Red Bull takes the corner actually quite well for front wing damage, I have to admit. 4 Red Bulls, P5 down to P8. We're going to see action here into the first sector. Brian is trying his best to regain positions after a bad qualifying session. Into the corner now. He is within 2 to 4 tenths of the Red Bull ahead. Arc is staying back. Ooh, Brian does in fact ram the Red Bull. It seems as if he didn't get too much damage from that. Max Brake gets a time penalty. Arc does catch up a little bit. The Red Bull does have to brake late because he has no front wing. We have to remember that. He is over braking to take these corners. I do like the pink livery for the V-Carb. Very cute. Very nice. And we're going to see action now as Brian gets the superior exit onto the last corner on the back straight. He's side by side practically with the DRS. No DRS, actually. 0 DRS. What the heck? And a time penalty for Arc. DRS now activated. He is trying his best to get by, but the Red Bull is not giving up. Side by side now they are into the second corner of Sector 2. Brian backs out of it. He slightly taps the back again as he has the superior exits. Brian is faster. They go side by side. Brian keeps backing out of the overtake. Arc has caught up now. He's only a second down. Brian is still fast. What is happening? And Brian takes the position. It's now Arc's turn to do the same thing, but the Red Bull's not giving up with 0 downforce. He's going to go down the inside. Both drivers collide, and the V-Carb takes the position as the Red Bull goes off track. There was something for Arc. I forgot. I don't know what I said. Arc has now received... I was at the very end of the list. Oh my gosh. Everyone has penalties or warnings. Oh my gosh. What was the last? A collision, a warning for Shinx. What the heck? We'll check penalties actually. I'm just low-key stupid. Art gets track limits. Oh, okay. Minor, I guess. Both V-Carbs are on the same exact penalties now. Both had to fight their way past the Red Bull. Both up 1 position as the Red Bull moves down to P7, I believe. Shinx also... Wait, am I confused? I think I mixed up the Red Bulls, actually. Shinx has no front wing. Wait, no, Shinx has a front wing. Wait, no. What the heck? So Shinx is missing the front wing. FaZe in P7 was the one trailing, or does he have no front wing? Oh, he has no front wing. Okay, I'm just confusing him, I guess. And Max Britt makes his way past, and he gets rammed by the Red Bull. And his own teammate also rams him. And it's looking bad. As now it's the Haas's turn to find his way past. Haas trying his best to overtake safely. And he goes off track and retires. Hopefully the racing gets better now. Back to the top. Formula Kyle, P1 by 16 seconds. Into the pits for the first time. Ben Clip, P2. Wait, is there a safety car? Or is there a safety car? I didn't even notice that. Safety car, as every driver is now going to come into the pit lane to get a fresh change of rubber, new front wings, and serve time penalties if they can. Ignoring the Red Bull incidents, I've seen a lot of good racing from Ben and Starnick and Maxpert, so good job, people. It was very nice watching you race. I feel bad for the V-Carbs as they had to fight for their lives to get past that driver. It was very fun to watch, though. I don't think Brian and Ark had that much fun, but it was fun to look at, I guess. Please focus on driving for now. We'll make tickets, and anyone who made a mistake, anyone who is doing anything intentionally will be punished, as you know. Focus on what we can focus on, and what we can focus on currently is racing. Tickets. Beniclip overtakes in the pit lane, I'm assuming? Yes, he does. So Beniclip up to P2 as the driver Starnick goes into the pits. Does T2 need an invite? I forgot. Oh, I keep clicking wrong buttons. Invite. I'm honestly surprised we only had one safety car so far, and this is the first one. So, Kyle is in P1. The gap has been destroyed, but due to the safety car. Beniclip P2. Beniclip qualified second. Is back to second. After that entire incident, he's somehow back to P2. I think that's actually very funny. So good job to Brian. Shinx, Ark is a different driver. He's named Ark if you look at the drivers. Starnick up to P3 with 0 penalties, just like the leader. So good job from Starnick. Emmanuel P4. Emmanuel's had a great recovery drive so far. I'm pretty sure he was second to last. Now he's up to P4, bringing home a great point haul to Mercedes. Brian P5. He started, I'm pretty sure, third last, up to P5, following a Wizzy who sadly has a penalty for speeding in the pit lane. Trip P7, Marshaller P8, P9 goes to Riley. Ark is P10. I believe he had the most incidents with the senior team, causing him to spin out twice, I'm pretty sure. Shinx P11 is the sole remaining Red Bull, and Maxpert, who led a charge at the beginning of this race, up almost 9 positions, I'm pretty sure, down in P12. Starnick, who qualified P8, is currently P3. He did win the last race. He has 0 penalties. Someone got rammed from behind, I'm pretty sure. He has 0 penalties. He is in contention of P2. But is he going to win is a question. I don't believe he has enough pace to beat Kyle. But if something were to happen, he is there to pick up the pieces. The safety car has completely collected all remaining drivers. So we're going to have it in this lap, I'm pretty sure. A lot of penalties. Congratulations to Kyle, Starnick, and Marshaller in the Williams for not getting a time penalty. You can always rely on Marshaller to not get a penalty. If I see a Williams, I assume it's going to be a pretty decent clean race from them. If I had to race someone on this track, it would probably be a Williams, not gonna lie. Probably not around Monaco, because it's Monaco, but around this track, I can trust them. We have 12 drivers remaining. 14 laps left of an eventful race. And Kyle leads the charge. Beniclip second. No position changes just yet. We'll move to positions now. That's no key points, actually. I forgot. Where to see? No one changed positions just yet. We'll look in the midfield as we do see an overtake by Marshall, I'm pretty sure, on the Ferrari Cup of Arc. Marshall up to P8. They go side by side. Does Ark hang it? Ark is getting twisted. around the Red Bulls. Oh my gosh. And down goes the ghosting for Maxpert up to P11. Arc is now fighting another senior team member in the Red Bull, trying his best to get past. He is riding behind. A car loses a front wing, and the Aston Martin gets spun while Riley gets the pass. Arc gets the better exit onto the back straight, allowing him to move back up to P10. He is now trying his best to fight back for P9 against the Red Bull. Moving back up the grid, we see Kyle has a 2-second gap in 1 lap. No competition for Kyle. Ben Clip, though, is fighting Starnick. Starnick has to stay within 3 seconds to get the main... Not there, talk. So he needs to stay within 3 seconds to get P2. Currently, he's a second down. Emmanuel behind, P4. Brian, P5. And Wizzy is P6. All of them have significant time penalties. Marshaller is the person to gain the most from this. He can get a high points finish if he can stay with the pack. Moving down the order, Arc is now a second down from the Red Bull. The Red Bull's 2 seconds down from the Williams, who at the beginning fought past this. But the Red Bull does have front wing damage. The V-Carb might have minor front wing damage, as he was in a minor collision earlier. However, as you can tell, the V-Carb is drastically gaining on this Red Bull right now. He's going to have DRS. No, I don't. He's fine. He's going to have DRS on this back straight, but he's not going to be close enough to send it down the inside just yet. He might try to fake it. But he's going to have the better exit as he goes slightly wider on the back straight. He's going to have DRS once again onto the main straight. He might... No, there's no shot that he overtakes just yet. But he's building up. He does cut the corner. He lets up to give it back the position. Maxpert is now in the hunt as he's now catching up. Moving back up to Marshaller. Marshaller is still 3 seconds down. He's losing time to the people he needs to stay with to get a position. He might be fine still. He just needs to keep his head down and pick up pieces. Moving back up to Starnick, who's P4. He's catching up to... Oh, forgive me. Emmanuel actually overtook Starnick at one point. Emmanuel is now having a double podium. A double podium for Mercedes. However, Starnick is able to take that away with the penalty that Emmanuel has, and he actually takes away on track as he takes back P3. However, this is bad for his chances of catching up to Ben Clip, who now has a 2-second gap. Everyone's following, and into the wall goes a Haas. A disappointing incident from Tripp as he hits the wall of champions, causing him to cause a safety car, giving Arc a penalty automatically for track limits. Arc receives a drive-through penalty on the back straight immediately. He comes into the pits for softs. However, he has to do another drive-through at the end of the safety car period. He gets to pass the safety car as he was not lapped yet. A very random drive-through for Arc, as I'm pretty sure he was on the back straight as he went to the pit lane. So, don't know what occurred there. Moving back up the grid, as you have a second safety car. This one was much more accidental, as we saw in the back. Tripp was trying his best to take the final corner, clipped the wall champions, and lost his front wheel. So, second safety car. This is good for Starnick, bad for Ben, and as you just saw, bad for the V-Carb of Arc as he now has a drive-through. Brian is going to not pit. Brian stays out to take track position, moves up to P3. So his teammate pits for soft tires. He does not. Is softs going to last 6 racing laps around Canada? I believe it might. However, a drive-through penalty is going to be absolutely atrocious for race pace, as he's unable to serve it under safety car. Is effectively a 20-second penalty, and so we'll see what occurs. Is Brian gonna take another podium? Is Marshall gonna take a podium? Marshall's in P4. Marshall, the stay out king, is in P4 right now. He's on 7-lap old hards, the same age as Brian, and he's on the same age as actually the top 4, but the hards are gonna get better as time goes on. So Brian and Marshall might be faster than Ben. Might be a little faster than Kyle. Kyle doesn't have to worry because he has no penalty, but Ben has to worry a lot. Brian has to worry that Marshall might get him. Starnick is right behind on slightly fresher mediums, so Starnick might still profit. Ark is in P8. He's almost caught up to the grid. The driver who's in the back is Maxbert, who's just taking the corner, the hairpin now. Kyle is saying he can take these tires like hards, so he has no worry. Starnick might be out of the picture for a P2, but he is still fighting for that P3. It seems like 4 drivers are actually fighting for P3 right now. Emmanuel, Ark, and Shinks all pit for softs. TTV Riley stays out. I believe that the only driver who has a drive-through is Ark. Everyone else does have significant penalties. However, Ark, I believe, still has 9 seconds. So we'll see what occurs as time goes on. The drivers are approaching the hairpin now. Maxbert has just entered the second sector. I believe the race is going to commence this lap. It's not going to, actually, because it didn't say end. So actually it's not. We're going to have an extra lap of safety car, as Maxbert's going to catch up onto this back straight. It is for sure an interesting race. That's the fact. And into the pits goes Ark to get a new set of softs. So he's going to have a fresh set to do his singular lap. A smart plan by Ark, as he knows that he needs to do a drive-through anyway, so he might as well pit, come out last, stay last, drive-through penalty, come out last again, and then have fresh softs to catch back up. Moving back up the order to Marshaller. Marshaller is the driver to watch. He's currently P4. Penalties put him P2. But does the pace in the final 6 lap of racing gonna give him the podium? Or is Starnick, the driver who's been rapid this entire race, gonna take it from him? Emmanuel P7. He was on the podium earlier. No longer. But can he take it back? He does have a minor penalty, I'm pretty sure. Trip in the Haas is texting. I don't know why I said that out loud. My fault. Kind of zoned out there, I'm not going to lie. And we have the safety cars in this lap. The V car has caught back up to the grid. Kyle's going to lead the pack one more time. Hopefully the last time. Through the final corner. And to start the final 7 laps. Can I show tire age? Sure, I can show tire age. There you go. And Kyle leads the pack. He has a great getaway, already giving him a second to P2. Ben Clip trying his best to get the same getaway. He does almost get it. Penalty for Arc, 3 seconds. As he does not serve his time penalty, actually. He stays out. Watching the racing as Kyle gets a perfect exit. Arc moves up to P10 from P11 on his fresh softs. His next target is Maxpert on the 10-lap hards. Moving back up the grid as we watch Marshaller try his best to defend. He's already a second down from Brian. Starnick is within DRS. It might be good enough. Shinks gets a time penalty in P8. Slight lockup from Marshaller. Little correction, but it's okay. It's fine. It is what it is. However, Starnick have a great great chance to overtake it. Into the last 2 corners they go side by side, wheels touching. Starnick is able to get ahead. Marshaller is still within, but it seems like the Mercedes of Emmanuel takes back the position of P3. Starnick is not giving it up. Starnick's going to be on the inside line for both turns. Marshaller loses out to Shinks. Emmanuel up to P4. Heavy fighting behind. This gives Brian the 3 seconds. I think that's more than 3 seconds, actually. But this gives Brian a gap. A beautiful gap. Starnick is now 5 seconds down with 0 penalties. He is still fighting the Red Bull. Starnick is forced to take an exit road. He cuts the corner, but he might only get a warning for that. But the Red Bull, with the superior exit, takes the final hairpin, and Owizzy retires from the session, causing another safety car. This is tragic. This is tragic. Oh, Arc did serve it. What the heck? I'm stupid. Arc just forced the brake on the hairpin because he took it too well. That's kind of funny. Arc, in fact, did serve the penalty, and the second safety car actually saved his race to an extent. He is no longer 5 seconds down. However, it's within the last 5 laps, which I'm pretty sure means the race is not going to do a full safety car setup. It's probably going to do only 1 lap, and if you don't make it, you don't make it. So we're going to see if people can catch up. Arc's going to take track position. He's on softs that he started the race with. He's on 3 lap old softs. Kyle is reminding me he's en route to a Grand Slam. So he's kind of bragging a little bit. Does he have fastest lap? Fastest lap currently belongs to Kyle. So he has led I guess he's led every lap. He did technically lose P1 for like 2 corners, but he technically led the lap at the end. So yes, he technically has crossed every lap P1, and he has fastest lap. So yes, that is correct. We're going to see if it does the full safety car. I'm pretty sure once it's within the last 5, it just starts. I think the cars got lucky as the only cars to pit were already in the front, meaning they're going to be really close to the back already. In comparison to, let's say, if Arc pit, he would have had to drive a lot more in comparison. Starnick decides to pit. So does Marshaller, so does Maxpert, which is a decision that I would not have agreed with. I would have stayed out. I think staying out superior. Now, like, Marshaller probably had to pit as he was already P7, but Maxpert and Starnick were in great positions to stay out with 0 penalties or no penalties. They both pit, now they're in the back. And I don't think they're going to be able to fight for 3 laps back up to where they were. I think they gave Brian a podium, honestly. But we'll see. The safety car is for sure in this lap as it's already grouped up. No one's going to pit now. We'll check penalties actually. Should put that. Penalties. So currently Kyle P1 0 penalties. Brian P2 has 12, which is a lot, but everyone else has also a lot. So maybe he can keep a P3. Maybe Beniclip only has 3 seconds, meaning Beniclip's actually P2, which is still funny to me. Shinx has 9, meaning Emmanuel has 6. TTV has 9. Arc also has 12. Starnik, Maxpert, and Marshaller all have low penalties, so they're probably all going to gain a lot of positions at race end just because of that. But are they going to get a podium? Starnik has the best chance, but it's still going to be it's a tall order to get a podium from P8 with 0 penalties. Arc is the first car to attempt an overtake. Up to P6 goes Arc. He has to overtake to reduce his time penalties. It seems like Starnik trying to do the same exact thing as Riley uses another position. Moving back up to Brian. We can get like a gap. But Starnik gets his first time penalty, which makes it even harder to get a podium. Brian, I didn't activate the gap, I guess. I'm stupid. Brian's a second down. Beniclip's a second down. Shinx is 2 seconds down. Emmanuel is on the back. Brian gets his a second time penalty as well, bringing it up to 15. Can I do gap end penalties? There you go. Brian gets 15 seconds. Arc is fighting the cars, and there's 3 cars. What's happening down here? Absolute chaos back here. I don't know what's occurring, jeez. The V-Carb is not doing well. DRS is finally enabled, but Marshaller has a damage. The V-Carb has damage. The Red Bull, I'm pretty sure, has damage. Riley was just kind of there, I guess. He has no damage. Marshaller is trying his best to keep the car on track. Shinx has damage. Maxpert, no damage on P5. However, he has the same penalty as Beniclip. Beniclip is still P2. We have 2 laps remaining. Starnik is technically P3. I guess that order was not that tall as I thought. It was pretty short, actually. Maxpert's out of ERS, though. Oh, it's his AI. You could have asked for an invite. I just wanted to watch, I guess. And we're going to have the final lap now as Formula Kyle crosses the line to start the final lap of the Canadian Grand Prix. He has a 2-second gap to Brian and 0 penalties. He took pole position by 7/10. He's led every lap of this race, and at the current moment, I believe he holds fastest lap. I could be wrong. That could be incorrect. Nope, he does hold fastest lap. Fastest lap goes to him. Beniclip with another time penalty, which gives P2 to Starnik if he's within time. Is he though? I don't think he is. Oh no, wait, interval. He is. Starnik's within time. But that's all for later, as right now we are watching Kyle go onto the back straight. Beniclip gets overtaken by Starnik. Brian moves down to P5. And for another race in a row, or not in a row, and another race in the final corner, Formula Kyle is going to cross the line one more time, crossing the World Champions in P1. He crossed to extend his lead in the Drivers' Championship. Starnik is out. And Maxpert takes P2, Beniclip P3. Starnik is out on the final corner of the race. Shinx is going to come home P5. No, he's not P4. Brian P5. TTV Riley. It's AI is going to come home P7. Emmanuel P7. Wait, no. Riley's P6. What's happening? Oh, I'm stupid. I forgot Riley. P7 goes to Emmanuel. Marshaller P8 with 0 penalties. Move up 1 position. And it's going to be the V carb in P9. Marshaller is actually P7 after penalties are applied. What a race. What a race. Starnet crashing in the final corner is insane. Our race winner is Kyle. Fastest lap is Kyle. Driver of the day is Maxpert, of course, for doing all those overtakes up to the lead. And most overtakes is Emmanuel. Here's our finishing order. Kyle wins from pole. Maxpert from P9 goes up to P2. Ben Clip from P2 down to P3, still respectable. Shanks from P12 up to P4. He is the only rebel remaining. Brian P5, Riley P6. He's the only driver besides the pole sitter to finish where he qualified. Marshaller P7, Emmanuel P8, Arc P9, Starnick P10, Awizzy P11, Trip P12, FaZe P13, Oscar up 1 position to P14, and Metalhead in P15.